Hello, friends, and welcome back to another edition of It Stinks right here on the Boom Broadcasting. First of all, want to thank everybody for tuning to all the great content you have seen on the previous week of Boom and all the way up to this Thursday right here on Boom Broadcasting. We appreciate you. That's right, you, the fans, the viewers, the coach of Boom Broadcasting for tuning into all the great content we have. And yes, we had some great content. We had quick hits from my man, Good Brother Podcast Smitty. We had the nightcap with Mouthing Off with Mike on Monday night after a hot raw. Then we had Three from Deep with my boy Jason C. Talking about the NBA Finals right here on Boom Broadcasting. So much more of the content has been dropped. Dug out debris, you name it. I was enjoying that episode, getting ready for the baseball season as it keeps unfolding right in front of us. WNBA has been going on, so a lot of sports has been going on. But my friends, are so excited today because another one of my young adult shows has been renewed after a 10-year freeze on Silence. Coming back to Hulu on August the 2nd. Of course, you know what that is. That's King of the Hill. Also, all my Marvel fans, we got a great one coming out in July. Fantastic Four. The thing just likes to fight. It's clobbering time. Called the Fantastic Four. Oh, man, I used to love that cartoon. My favorite cartoon. Hey, Fantastic Four is one of my favorite groups. I'm so ready. We got trailers. We got instincts. It's Boom Broadcasting. Appreciate you for hanging out with your boy today. Let's jump into the theme music, and we'll be back with some more instincts on Boom Broadcasting.
Quiet on the set. Can we please have quiet on the set?
It stinks.
Welcome back right here on It Stinks. I told you I'm so excited because back in 1997, when your boy was in the middle school, high school eras, right there, playing a little football, a little basketball, a little baseball, run a little track and field, doing a little everything, a little wrestling in high school, I tried it all. But your boy had a great time because I had King of the Hill. And it was nothing more than seeing my favorite propane and propane accessory salesman, Hank Hill, sell propane. We used to love King of the Hill. Me and my buddies loved King of the Hill so much throughout our years of high school that one of my buddies actually bought his house. He had a fence. And I remember he called all of us. He said, "Hey, man, we got to reenact the King of the Hill segment." So here you have 4 guys right in front of a fence, trash can, drinking cold Michelob's, natural lights, Bud Lights, and everything in between. Reenacting the King of the Hill famous segment at the beginning when the guys sit there, crack open a can of beer, and just sit there and watch everything go by a whole day as they talk about and shoot the breeze of how their day was. That's what we did, man. If you haven't done it, go find a fence in somebody's neighborhood, grab 4 of your closest buddies, sit right there, get your ice cold beer, crack it open, talk about work, talk about life and everything going on in between, talk about sports, talk about how you subscribe to Boom Broadcasting and you're watching all this great content. Just talk about everything and drink and enjoy your cold beer as you drink it and say, hey, we're doing just like we did on King of the Hill. I'm so glad King of the Hill is back. It was canceled back in Fox about 15 years ago. I myself was sad that it was canceled because I was a big fan of King of the Hill. My guy was Dribble, Dale, Boomhauer. Boomhauer was my guy, but Dale was like my guy that I always looked for in every episode because Dale just made me laugh with all these conspiracy theories that he had going on. One of the best ones where he was so much an expert about the government watching him and eluding the government that he never knew that John Redcorn had an affair with his wife. So that was always a running joke on King of the Hill that always made me laugh. I'm like, come on, Dale, you're so smart with all this stuff about the government watching you, they're watching your money, the aliens are coming to take over, but you never knew that your neighbor down the street, John Redcorn, was sleeping with your wife, had an affair, had a child by him that you thought was yours. So Dale was my guy. Boomhauer was my guy. Bill. Hank, of course, Hank was everybody's guy. Hank was just a good old everyday average American, working hard, selling propane and propane accessories at his job. So glad the King of the Hill is back. Want to do a brief moment of silence because the guy who played John Redcorn, Mr. Jonathan Jost, was killed in a tragic murder in front of his house. So we're going to do a brief moment of silence on that. Thank you for observing that. Sad tragedy, won't get too deep into it, but it was very sad. He had already signed back on, had recorded the first 4 episodes of the revival of King of the Hill, and the John Redcorn actor that he was portrayed on the show, the voice that he acted, that he voiced over. So truly sad moment right there. I hope they do not kill off Redcorn in an episode coming up. I hope they allow him to have somebody else come in and continue the voice of it, because he was very significant in the King of the Hill franchises as a part of where all the women, Hank used to tell Redcorn, my wife ain't coming to get no massage for you to heal her head. You're not going to do that. So very sad situation that happened, but hey, hope everything works out for the family as they go through that. Truly sad to hear what happened to that about him on that situation. So without further ado, let's jump into this King of the Hill opening scene that they dropped on Father's Day. Then, of course, we got to watch the intro because it's not King of the Hill without watching the intro. So let's jump into this opening King of the Hill right here on It Stinks. All right, King of the Hill. All right, so we're going to watch this trailer together. Like I said, King of the Hill, one of my favorite shows back all the time throughout my adulthood and my growing up hood. You had that, South Park, all that great stuff. King of the Hill, the revival. Let's watch the snippet of what they want to give us to know what the first episode is going to be about that dropped on Father's Day. Happy belated Father's Day to all the fathers.
Look who's here!
Hey, Bobby, come
Bobby's
give your
grown
old
up.
man a big handshake.
Nowadays, dad beers tell stories.
Bobby, beers don't need to tell stories. They just need a fridge to keep them cold. Nobody likes a warm beer. The end.
True.
I'm going to give you a 4. That way it gives you something to work towards.
Let me know when you need me to take over, since I'm a professional now.
A professional comedian if you think I'm going to let you take over for me.
August the 4th, King of the Hill is coming back. I cannot wait. I am looking forward to King of the Hill coming back right here on Hulu, not on Fox, but on Hulu. It's been 15 years since we've seen King of the Hill. Bobby has grown up. Everybody has grown up. There's new characters there on the show, so we're going to find out who the new character is. Did not see Bill. Kind of makes me wonder what's going on with Bill. Did they want to bring him back? Did the actor not want to participate in the revival? So I definitely want to dig in to find out where's Bill at on this one. But as I said, we cannot talk King of the Hill without watching the iconic introduction of the new King of the Hill to see how it compares to the old King of the Hill. So let's see how this was going to compare to the old King of the Hill right here. Bill's back. There he is. Big moves. Got a new neighbor. Bill leaves during COVID. Bill's fun to say, oh my God. August 4th, cannot wait for King of the Hill to come back. New neighbor, Bill leaves out. He's at the beginning of the intro, then he walks away during the pandemic. So I wonder if they're going to say that Bill suddenly passed or moved away during the pandemic, something like that. Because he walked away during that scene when everybody had on masks out there drinking beer in the alley. Like I said, King of the Hill. Nothing like finding an alley with a nice fence, 3 or 4 of your good brothers, and you just sitting there drinking ice cold beer, talking about everything underneath the sun from sports, life, work, you name it. If you haven't done it, I encourage you to do it. Cannot wait for King of the Hill to come back. King of the Hill is going to be good. Another great show that I'll be watching. One of my favorites, started watching back in 97 on Fox. Glad to see that Hulu decided to bring it back after a 15-year hiatus. And they were pitching this back to Fox 4 years ago. And Fox was ready to do it, but Fox just felt like they didn't have a time slot to put it on it. So that's what kind of held it up. But it's good to see that when Fox did not pick up the pitch, Hulu was able to jump on to bring it back on their channel. And right now they're saying 2 seasons, see how it goes. If it goes great, we continue on. If not, we had a great 2-season revival of King of the Hill right here on Hulu. This is Shawn. You're watching It Stinks, and we'll be back for the Fantastic Four trailer right here on It Stinks on Boom Broadcasting. Welcome back to Boom right here on It Stinks on the Boom. Welcome back to Boom. Yeah, here comes the Boom. Here goes the Boom. Go look that up. Hey, Shannon, Jason, y'all know about that. That's old school. But go definitely check that song out. Google Here Comes the Boom. And don't think about the Boom Boys. See if you can find the old version of what I was just singing. Here Comes the Boom. See if you guys know what that's at. That's old school right now. Old school. But welcome back to It Stinks right here on the Boom Broadcasting. I cannot wait just to get ready for July when this drops. I went back and watched Captain America, Brave New World. Just went back and watched the Thunderbolts again. Went to Muthea to watch the Thunderbolts again. And I'm so excited because I was a little skeptical when the MCU first started coming out, the Iron Mans, the Incredible Hulks, the Spider-Mans, the Captain Americas. Well, not Spider-Mans, the Captain Americas, all that stuff, Avengers. I got very excited. But I was so worried because Fox still owned the rights to the X-Men, Spider-Man, and the Fantastic Four. And if you was a comic book fan like me back in my early adolescent years, I was always a Marvel guy. Nothing wrong against DC. Superman, Batman, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, the League of Doom. Had nothing against them. I mean, I read them because that's what my cousin read. My cousin was a DC guy. I was the Marvels guy. So we swapped comics over the weekends. Hey, man, you got that Superman? Hey, I got that X-Men. We can swap. Read them over the weekend, get back together on Sunday. Boom, swap again. So I was the Marvels guy. But everybody in Marvels had their guys they liked. You had my cousin, DC guy. Marvel, he liked the Black Panther. Me, I was more the X-Men, more the Fantastic Four guy. He was more into the Iron Mans, into the War Machine and the Iron Man, Scarlet Witch, Spider-Man, all that stuff. That was him. Me, man, it was easy. X-Men, Fantastic Four. So I love to read. That's the ones I bought. Now, did I read by Iron Man comics? Of course. Did I buy Incredible Hulk comics? Of course. Black Panther comics? Of course. Scarlet Witch, all of the above. Of course, the Avengers, I bought them all. But my top priority was always the Fantastic Four or the X-Men. So when I found out that Disney bought the Fox rights for X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Spider-Man, I was ecstatic because I said, we got Spider-Man. And I said, well, that's all they're going to do. They're not going to push the envelope because whether you like it or not, the Spider-Mans were good on Fox. I will not say they weren't. They were pretty good. But I really thought that the X-Men was so good that Disney and MCU would say, hey, maybe we don't need to touch that. Just leave it alone. They had a great run, good movies, all the above. Halle Berry was Storm. Man, she was Storm. Say it again, she was Storm. But everything was good. But when I saw that, they said, hey, let's try it. It made me go back and start back saying, when they introduced that we're going to be doing this multiverse of different universes, it kind of said, well, here's a way you can compel all of these key links back together. We saw it on WandaVision when the guy who played X-Men, can't call his name now, he came back to visit Wanda. It was not the original one. It was that guy. So we saw a lot. We started seeing things get twisted. You started seeing characters from different people. You got to remember in the Marvels, Monica, she jumps into, when she goes to go through that crack of time, she ends up in the X-Men, in the end scenes, in the X-Men's multiverse. Now, we're in this multiverse where you got the Fantastic Four. All of this stuff has played a part, and it all led up to me thinking, okay, how are they going to make the Fantastic Four fit into this? Are they going to tell a new story, or are they going to find a way to plug it in? And that was my key thing I kept saying going into when I seen the movies drop for this year or what was going to happen. Captain America, great movie, Brave New World. The end trailer set us up for nothing except that Sam wanted to bring back the Avengers. I said, well, that was said in the movie. So, typical Marvel, give you a little bit, not too much, not to make you ponder. Thunderbolts really set it up in their trailers. First of all, they had a part arguing. They are the new Avengers. If you haven't seen Thunderbolts, so sorry they'll spoil it. They are the new Avengers. That was said at the end of the movie. We are the new Avengers. You have that scene where they're bickering. Well, Sam said he's the Avengers. Now won the lawsuit. He has the title of Avengers. He's Captain America. Captain America is the first Avenger. So how dare us be the Avengers even though that Bucky's with them? So, you had it, and I kept saying, okay, this is going somewhere. Everybody in the family got up, walked out. They said, hey, you can keep going. I said, I got to watch it because I feel like there's just one more credit scene. And me with Marvel, never leave till they cut on the lights and the guy comes in with the broom or the lady comes in with the broom, sweeping up the popcorn, saying, okay, sir, it's over. We have turned the film off. You can leave the premises, or we can make a phone call to have you removed from the premises. I said, well, time to go. They just cut out the movie. The lights on. They're sweeping up the popcorn. There's no more post-scene credit trailers for me to watch. But when I watched this and you seen the 4 logo, I said, okay, they're going to find a way to tie this in. Here we go. And we got the Fantastic Four. So excited. Fantastic Four. Big fan of them. Big fan in the comics. This movie, don't want to put it on a pedestal and then I'm let down. I have never been let down for any Marvel movie. So that's what gets me worried. But I feel so confident that this movie is going to set up the next level because we got to get an X-Men movie. And we got to find a way to get the X-Men tied into the Fantastic Four, tied into Spider-Man, tied into this multiverse to put it all together. I cannot wait. Everything was told, even in Captain America, when the brain told Sam, I've seen probabilities and I figured out equations of probabilities of things that you have not seen and that you're not ready. I'm not the only one. There's more universes out there. There are more people coming to take Earth. And Sam just thinking right here, but not thinking about all the other universes in the multiverse from Loki's show, from now with the Fantastic Four, with Monica crossing over into the X-Men realm. It's just so much. I can't wait. Marvel's on fire right now. I'm excited. Let's jump into this trailer right here of Fantastic Four and see my reactions to this one.
Wow, folks, we all know the story.
It's so
4 brave astronauts head up into space and come back forever changed.
This car?
Our city, our planet, owe a debt to these intrepid souls. And while we can never repay them, we can certainly celebrate them.
Thank you, Fantastic Four. Thank you.
Thank you, Fantastic Four!
Please welcome the Fantastic Four.
Nice. Oh, Throwback suits from Comics when they first started.
Herbie, how's that sauce looking?
Wow, the old house.
Okay. That is fantastic.
You're late.
What do you mean?
What do you mean, what do I mean? You're late for dinner.
Yes, we are.
You late?
I just said that.
Are you pregnant?
What? You're gonna be the best mom in the world. And you are gonna be the best dad. Just kidding. You are out of your depth. We are gonna be the best uncles ever.
We can do this. Nothing's going to change.
Right. What is going on?
Are you the protectors of this world?
The Silver Surfer. They said the line
Yes,
in the
we
comic
are.
book.
Your planet
Yes.
is now marked for death.
Comic book. Hey.
It's my fault. I stretched the bounds of space.
There you go.
And they hurt.
Are we safe?
I don't know.
There's not enough time.
I'm not giving up.
Well, we know what that is.
We will face this together. We will fight it together. As a family. Has to be us.
Blame on Johnny.
We will protect you.
Oh, we know what that is. What a great trailer right here. Fantastic Four. It's going to be good. 3 things that I really liked about this trailer that stuck out to me. Number 1, when the Silver Surfer, remember the Silver Surfer gave up his life to work for Galagus, to be the messenger that he's coming. Remember, he was getting ready to take their world into comics. He was going to take their world, and he gave up his life to become a prisoner of him as his messenger. So did his wife. So really, like, instead of using the Silver Surfer, they use his wife as the Silver Surfer. So, hey, check mark on that. Also, check mark on them staying on the manhole. Of course, if you read the comics, one of the first things that got the Fantastic Four going was to beat the mole man who lived in the manhole. So, hey, shout back to the old comics right there. Shout back that. Shout back to the original suits that they wore at the beginning of the comics. Remember, the thing, Ben used to always be covered up. Sue made that outfit for him because he used to wear a mask too, remember? Sue made that because people were scared of the thing. Now it looks like people embrace the thing as he's the coolest guy in the Fantastic Four. Remember in the cartoons, Ben always battled with himself, saying he didn't like the way he looked. He looked like a rock creature. He was pretty much hideous to the world. People turned a blind eye to him. He was a very renowned scientist, astronaut, and now he was resorted to being a rock-like creature with superhuman strength. So shout out to them to bring back the old uniforms and now bring back a new version of the thing where people are accepting him. It's going to be pretty cool in the movie. Also, another thing I liked about the Fantastic Four was when she says, "Are you the protectors of this world?" And Sue says, "Yes." Now, if you read the comics, that was Reed who answered that question. And then Johnny says, "Flame on," starts the fight. Sue answered that question, "They're the protectors of the world." She said, "Your world has been marked. Your universe has been marked for death." That's straight out of the comics. Hey, I marked out for that one right there because that's Stan Lee Marvel Comics number 23, Fantastic Four. All the way right there. All the way. Wanted to see how they were going to start off the Fantastic Four. Great way how they're starting off because they're telling the story of this was their next biggest fight. After they beat the Mole Man, this was the next biggest fight. And I'm going to give a prediction. I don't think the Fantastic Four beats them. I think Galatians takes the world. And I think they escape, just like Thor and them did when Thanos came and took Asgard. I think that's what's going to happen in this universe. And what we saw in the Thunderbolts was the Fantastic Four getting teleported to another multiverse, and now it's going to have a run-in with the other people. I don't think they're going to win this fight. In the comics, he won. Then they came back and beat him. They got the world back and saved the world. But I really think that's what's going to happen on this one. I can't wait for the Fantastic Four. It's going to be great. I'm counting down to July 25th. Marvel is back on fire right now. They're back on fire, and they need to get back on fire because they had a little hiatus where they were doing so much filming due to the pandemic. Then you had the labor strikes where people weren't recording, writers weren't writing, all of this stuff going on that led to that. And now Marvel is back, and they are on fire. Even the series, Daredevil, all that stuff has been on fire on the Disney Plus app. I can't wait for Fantastic Four. July 25th, first showing. Going to be in the house. Probably go back the evening for the night showing. Wish I could set the camera up to do a live reaction in the movie theater. But like I said on Weekend last week, if I do that, I'll probably get kicked out because they're going to say this guy's trying to bootleg, record the movie, and sell it. No, I'm trying to do a live reaction to put on the Boom Broadcasting so everybody can hang out with me that day while we watch Fantastic Four in the movie theaters. This is Shawn, and I'm out of here, and it definitely stinks. Appreciate you for watching this. Stay tuned. We got more shows coming up on Boom Broadcasting following this one.